Liberal After Show. We've decided that we're going to call this the crossover Pro-Lib 604 show. So it's going to be like a combo show. But of course, Ethan's got to take off in about a half an hour so he can get his show off the ground because he's going live in about half an hour. So all you guys should probably desert here and go over and watch his.
We.
Well, I meant Pro-Lib show, so it would naturally include you, Mikey.
Right.
I'm the show part of Progressive Liberal.
That's right. Yes.
You're the show what?
I'm the pro part. And the lib
Diana.
part. He's the show part.
I'm the show.
Oh, come on, let's see it.
No, he's not going to show it, Frank. So calm down.
Oh, he's not.
This is it. This is the show.
Right. Yeah, we're already here.
Here's something that you may not know. Okay? Now, don't take this the wrong way, but what is it that's 9 inches and hangs off a white man?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You know what that is?
It's a necktie.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Oh,
Nothing.
Oh, gotcha. Right.
But
You
my
don't know
necktie is longer than 9 inches. I kind of like your answer better, man. Or I should point that way. Because it's necktie, right?
Necktie.
Over 9 inches.
I don't know. It's just what came to mind.
It's more like 15 inches. Listen to me bragging about my tie.
And this, we'll have a look at 4 of us. Which one of us is wearing a tie?
A month. I wore a tie a month ago.
Suit?
I wore a tie once. I did.
This is awesome because I was just going to say that Diana should join us.
Oh, perfect.
And here she is.
Hey, sweetness. How you doing, kids?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mommy.
Oh my. Yeah, thanks for having me on. Seriously.
Well, I heard that you went to do your routine stuff that you were meaning to do today, and I wanted to ask you how that turned out.
Okay. I'm still waiting on results, of course.
Okay.
But the procedure itself was a piece of cake.
Okay. I like cake.
Yeah, it's the whole sedation. Say again?
What kind of cake was it?
Okay, it was.
Real questions.
It was that stuff that what do they call that one with the very thin layer of cake-like substance, and then the chocolate icing or whatever it is, and then another layer of cake-like substance, and then the chocolate, and you get about 95 of these layers. It's like a tort.
That is it. It is a tort.
A tort.
Okay, yeah. It
was a piece of tort.
I'm familiar with the procedure that they used for the sedation. It was a partial sedation sort of thing, and
right.
I really didn't even. I thought I was going to feel loopier than I actually did. It wasn't that bad of a thing going there, so that wasn't a bad thing. An interesting feeling getting needles jabbed into your back in the general direction of vital organs, intended to take pieces of them out when they, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but
they did that for my lung.
Okay, you had a lung biopsy.
Yep.
Okay.
Hell no.
Oh, that's right. You suffered cancer.
Painful.
That's right.
Well, no, it wasn't cancer. It was a lung infection.
Oh, an infection. Okay.
Oh
yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah, I'm feeling it now. Back here, it's not horribly painful or anything, but I know that somebody did something back there.
Right.
They went jab. There is a little bit of a concern living in the back of my head. They went jab, snap, to take a piece, jab, snap, jab, snap. And then they talked among themselves for a while behind the little glass window or whatever it is that they were doing, so they can see what what they're doing to you, and the oh, look at what we're doing to our subject here.
Yes, master.
And then they came back and took a fourth. And that little concern I have
And it wasn't even July.
Say again?
And it wasn't even July. Sorry.
There
It was
you
a
go.
bad
Yeah,
dad
there you
joke.
are.
Come on.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did they have you over the barrel, or did they just have you on the bed?
They had me on sort of like a gurney or a bed sort of thing. I was on my I was lying prone. I was on my stomach, as it were, and then they were, going at my back from above. It was not
Hacking
the
and
most.
slashing.
Say again.
Hacking and slashing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Not the most comfortable position to be in, but it worked. It was only about an hour's worth.
It's not good when you look at it and all you can hear is, whose turn is it?
Yeah, okay.
That's wrong,
But that fourth thing that they took after a while of talking amongst themselves, it honestly does make me wonder, did they look at the three of them and say, okay, what's that we're seeing? We need to go in and take another closer look.
I think what it is sometimes, especially because when you're doing biopsies, you have to make slides of whatever you pull of.
Right.
So it's very rare that the first biopsy gives them a good slide. So they might have just been like, is that good enough? Nah, dude, that's kind of fucked up. That one doesn't look great. All right. This second one is way better. Yeah, but that's not perfect. And then, you know what I'm saying? So they want to get the best view.
Okay.
So it might have that might have been what it was. It's just kind of a, you know what, dude, we can see, but that's not a great view of what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
It's uncomfortable for the patient, but let's go ahead and get that fourth and hope they don't knock our teeth out for.
You know what?
It wasn't the discomfort or anything. It's just the wondering of, what's going on in there. I mean, I already know that something is wrong. My kidneys would not be at 25% function if nothing was wrong.
Right.
So this is a matter of, jabbing in there and taking pieces to try to find out what's wrong.
Or maybe it was different locations on the kidney.
Well, they were doing some of that as well. Yeah, they did not take all three from the same tiny area here. They did go around and stuff like that. And of course, the way my mind works, hope for the best, but always expect the worst.
Yeah, you've got to.
So, I'm expecting that, that they say the results are going to be in about 5 to 7 days. So, depending on whether or not, say again?
That's a long time.
You got to let it grow, Neil.
Yeah.
So you can see what it is.
When I did all my kidney stuff here, I had results within 2 days.
You got big old kidneys.
Wow.
Okay,
Well,
maybe.
they are big and they are old, yes.
Mikey, not everything's about size.
Well, I tell you,
you don't know that.
What are you talking about? I'm the oldest bastard here.
What I wouldn't mind some nice big kidneys, but
That's a separate.
Don't worry about it, girl. There's an old saying: what you can't fit in your mouth is wasted.
It's true. It's true. But that's what your hands are for. You got to go around.
You got to use hands,
Oh, sure. It's more fun, right?
These puppies come off with my damn bra. So it's, but the other one was a lot of fun when I was doing the whole thing at the registration, and they're taking my signatures and expecting that I should sign over my firstborn male child, and I'm saying, nah, I didn't have one. The other thing was, okay, the copayment, can we take it now or should we bill you? Because it was $225 for the copay. And I'm thinking, okay, if the copay was $225, how much is the whole bill going to be? And it's like, geez, Christ. And
you know what's funny though? When they do those sort of things, you'd think they'd at least be nice enough to either knock you out or give you a bloody nice local anesthesia, you don't feel these things, but they don't do that. And the worst part about it, after
Your
all the
medical
taking all the
symptoms
stuff out,
suck, dude.
they look at you, they bring it over to you and go, barbecue. Well, that's not nice either. Yeah.
Because the last thing I want to do is go begging.
Right.
And I'm not giving anybody else a hard time. I know that there have been quite a few fundraisers going on lately, and no, I'm not giving you guys a hard time. Really, it's just that I don't know whether that I'm necessarily worth a fundraiser or anything like that. And I know that everybody.
What are you talking about?
Hey, stop that! Everybody's worth a fundraiser, and if anybody can help, they can help.
For sure.
Here's the thing.
Simple as that.
Here's the thing.
What?
If our country wasn't so fucked, we wouldn't have to raise money.
Out.
Bingo, Mikey. Bingo. You've
We
got
would have to raise money for fucking sick people. We wouldn't have to raise money for veterans. We wouldn't have, you know what I'm saying? Like we're so ass backwards that we're like, oh, how can I find some fundraisers to help out because I got a little extra cash? I want to put the money where I know it's going to help somebody.
Right.
What the fuck is wrong with this place that we have there will be a list a year long if you look for charities or cases of fundraisers of ways you can help people. That's
conservatism.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
And
I don't know about in America, but over here, when you're a single male pensioner, you know where you're on their fund list?
97th.
Oh man, you're so far down, you might as well dig a hole and just step in it,
Yeah.
Right.
Here they got, how can I put that? Single mothers, women have got themselves pregnant just for the hell to get money.
They're
Mothers,
doing it just to get money?
yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
I don't know. I may want to take issue with that, but
They were paying girls here to get pregnant.
Why?
They're getting between $5,000 to $10,000 a kid.
That's
Why?
not the issue. The issue is that they're not helping out the pensioners also. That's the issue.
I'm a pensioner. I'm running around with my ass hanging out.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you guys both should be getting the compensation that you're both duly earned as citizens, as taxpayers, as humans.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I'm going to do that here.
Ideally.
Yeah, ideally. I'm an idealist, so
Close the door.
God damn it.
Yeah. No, they don't do that here. I started working back in 1972.
Holy shit.
And yeah, sorry about that. It was a good year, that. Yeah.
Are you sure you're not Canadian?
Well, the one thing I really am, and I really haven't got a clue. When I woke up the other day, I thought I was Irish. I was not. But I was. No, I wasn't. Could have been, but I wasn't there at the time. And this, now you've done it. You ruined me. My train of thought. And we've got a bloke up the back there wearing a cap, and he's asleep. Wake him up.
No, he's not asleep.
yeah, where I was trying to head with this one is, okay, let's say I do get in line and set up a fundraiser. There have been so many that everybody is all tapped out. I mean, they've got to eat too, guys.
Yeah.
You can't give all of your income to every Tom, Dick, and Diana that comes by. And
no, but you gotta. But if someone's who really, really needs it, who can't scratch themselves anymore, you gotta help them. And unfortunately,
if you can, yes.
Yeah. Well, like I'll give you an example. My parents are both in their 90s now. The government won't help them. They're stuck at home. They're wasting every single cent they got, right? And when I asked for a bit of help, I got told stiff shit.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't think there's any shame in asking. You can't get help if you don't ask for it.
Well,
And
it's hard for me to do something like that.
I understand.
You talk to Strike. He will tell you how hard it is to get me to come and ask for something.
No, I get it. I 100% understand. But, we love you. There's a whole community of people that love you. There's a whole community of people who love you. And if you need some help, we'll sorry, I'm being joined. We will do what we can. I know. We will do what we can to help. You know that.
Am I still
Diana.
moving there or am I frozen?
No, you're fine. Diana,
Really?
also, we wouldn't love you if there was nothing to love.
Exactly.
That's right.
You have you're a beautiful human being. You're one of my favorite fucking people, and you know that. So we hit it off right away when we shared the Scotch thing. I was like, this is one of my kindred, right fucking there.
Okay, I know this stuff academically. The people say it, and they are trustworthy people, and I get it. But okay, as I told Cy, and by the way, I don't know. I think most of you already know. Cy Strike,
awesome,
came here to Pittsburgh from fucking New Jersey to pick me up, take me to the hospital, wait while I was there, take me home, and pick up an Impossible Burger on the way. That man is absolutely beautiful. He deserves a trophy, really does. He's the biggest of the big sweeties. But where was I on this one? I know it academically, but he will tell you how difficult it is for me to actually grok it. Those of you who have read any Heinlein, you get that word. To really understand that whole thing. When you spend a third of your life being told what a piece of shit you are, it kind of sinks in and stays with you for a while, if you get my drift.
Sure.
Well, some people call you that.
So,
Some people call you that. I mean, look, don't listen to them, I knew people once. Now I don't know people. I don't have nothing to do
Not
with
anymore,
people.
though.
Not anymore.
No, you bastard stuck in your chin. Look,
actually, I shouldn't say a third of my life. I went through child abuse for half a century.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
I know what you mean.
That's fucking shitty.
Not until they disowned me did it quit.
Right. And good riddance.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
the best 5 years of my life were those 5 years after they disowned me and before I found out they were dead. The only way I knew that they had died was by an internet search. I would look up my dead name, my original surname. There were so few of us in the United States that it was easy to know who was out there and whatever it is. And finally, I found a picture of a gravestone, and the names are right and the dates were right. And okay, I guess they're dead. I can close the book now.
Right.
That was let me see. That was 2 years ago. That I stumbled across that.
when you open the obituaries and find your name there.
Say again.
She went there to do it intentionally, Frankie. She went there to look for her parents' names.
Yeah. No, I looked in the obituary and I found my name there.
They're a little early, aren't they? I
Yeah,
mean,
just a
I know
little
you
bit.
had your broken neck and everything, but
They
come
found
on.
there was 3 of them
Wait.
sitting there.
Wait, maybe he resurrected like Jesus. He did die 3 times.
Hmm.
That could be the modern equivalent of 3 days.
There you go. There you go.
Nah. You don't want to know what I was dreaming of when I was at wherever I was.
It was nothing Jesus-like, I'm sure.
Because seriously,
There was no Jesus in that. What? No. There was no devil.
I think
there was
there's a
no
delay.
devil, there was no Jesus. There was nothing like that.
Okay, all right.
no, I mean seriously. I think before they, now that those 2 are dead, I think there are 4 people in the United States with that surname.
And that includes you or 4 more?
Not anymore. No, I don't have that surname anymore.
Okay.
I mean, well, I've talked about it on the air already.
Yes.
There
Oh,
are
yes.
pretty much 4 people in the United States named Zavart K. That's, and I actually got my name legally changed So that's why I'm not Zavarke anymore.
Okay.
And I changed my last name because, well, one of the reasons I didn't want to be associated with them anymore. And the other reason was to make it more difficult to find me. Because when I chose my name back in 97, so this is, 22 years ago, there were a few more. I think there were about a dozen. But even, with a dozen, if I start talking about Diana Zavarke, it's going to take 5 minutes before it gets back to the family people who don't know yet. And I didn't want them to know yet because I knew that the shit was going to hit the fan. And sure enough, it did when I finally had to come out. And I just wasn't ready for it, back in 97. So one of the reasons that I took the name Clarion was to stay a little bit under the radar, if you will.
Sure.
And
makes sense.
yeah, and it serves me well. Think of Clarion Call or something like that.
Okay.
You think of me. And no, I originally took it because it looked and sounded good. We have, at the time it was Clarion College, and now it's Clarion
Like
University.
hyphenated?
Say again?
Like hyphenated?
No, it's the name of a school.
Oh, okay.
So, at the time it was Clarion College. Now it's Clarion University.
Right.
And gee, that looks good. I like it. And so that became my surname.
I like it. I do like it.
You obviously shortened it from Clarion College to just Clarion.
Well, it reminds me of, and then there's eventually, if I actually get around to producing it, there's another, either a live stream or a scripted video series, I'm not sure which yet, that I want to do, which will end up being called Clarion Call. And I was thinking of opening it with a shofar, one of those deals. Yeah.
Trust me,
Yeah,
I've been
the guy who
through
knows
many.
There he is up there.
Many Jewish New Year ceremonies where they blow that fucking thing repeatedly.
Yep.
I still can't hear out of this ear.
Huh?
Oh, you're talking about the Baphomet horn. Gotcha.
Same thing. We just shortened it to shofar.
Oh, gotcha.
There you are.
Which means ram horn. So there you go. Or
Right.
something like that. Yeah. Anyway,
So,
but they do certain series. They do like a bunch of long ones and they do a bunch of little short ones. Those are the ones that are really annoying. And then they go back to long ones again. They're symbolistic for bullshit.
Yeah, all that means something, and it's something other than Morse code or something like that.
It's like ancient Jewish Morse code.
I actually looked it up at one point, and there was I think the site is called Our Jewish Heritage or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know the one. I may have the name wrong, so. But look at that. Nadine is live right now. I don't know. I got the YouTube notification, so she might have gone live Thursday.
So, Lavender Lady, is that why your website is lavenderlady.edu?
Zing!
I sat on that for about 45 seconds. Like, come on, opening. Fucking opening myself.
Got one.
No, that was good.
Go.
Applause.
No time to wait.
It's pretty. How's everybody doing in the side chat there, kids?
Hi, Orla. Tony Randolph popped in.
Hey, hi.
He did 4 in a row. Hello. I just came to vote, and now I have to go vote. I don't know what he's voting for.
Yeah, I think he meant like the video.
Vote for more beer.
Absolutely.
Then he said bye, and then he said in brackets, remember to like for the. Oh, that's the vote like. That's what he did. He came in to like the video. He likes it. Hey, Mikey. Wait a minute. It doesn't seem to work because I actually have a Mikey with me live stream.
And then you vote for the beer.
Everybody likes to have a Mikey with us.
Okay, sure.
And I will not eat anything. Fuck that commercial.
You want to? No, you got to do that. You got to. Hey,
One at a time.
Don't forget, you have to eat.
Have to eat.
Depends
Yeah,
on-
wait. Wait for it.
Yeah, speaking of the biopsy and everything else, I've got to take it easy for a couple of. Yeah,
That's okay. Go ahead.
I got to take it easy for a couple of weeks. They don't want me going back to the gym for at least 14
You have to
days.
heal up. You don't want to be leaking from your organs.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because the kidneys are very highly vascularized.
Mm-hmm.
And they even told me, if you have any pink urine or something today, don't worry about it. It's if you continue to see that shit going on, like tomorrow and Thursday, then give us a call.
Right.
It's like, okay, thank you. I'll remember
You
that.
you might still see some even tomorrow. So if you're seeing it a third day, be concerned.
Yeah, that's basically what they were. And if it's strongly colored and if it's brown or anything like that, it's like, get down here immediately. And it's like, okay, fine.
Hello, ambulance. I need you.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. And that's
Right away.
that's $3,000 right there for the ambulance call.
All right.
That might be a little cheap, come to think of it. And what's really bad though is, what the hell are you doing, Sam? Oh yeah, I see what you're doing.
He's rubbing it in because we were chatting earlier about me not being able to smoke inside, and he is. And now he's just going, "Hey, look what
That's
I'm
why
going
you
to do."
should vape instead of smoke. Just saying.
I still can't. They won't allow it even in here. I live in an apartment.
How would they know?
They can't know.
Yeah, vaping doesn't do what
It's
cigarettes
the
do.
complaints of the smell because you can get flavors.
Yeah, but you can get the
It's
smell
the
doesn't
smells.
stick. The smell doesn't stick, and you can get unflavored ones if you want.
But dude, you're telling me now I need to go and talk to my landlords who are like untouchables to try to get them to renegotiate so I can vape in here?
I'm just saying.
It ain't
They
gonna
wouldn't
happen.
know if you did.
No,
I'll bet you
whoa. I don't know if people do this stuff anymore, but I know that when I was a girl, and yeah, believe it or not, I start talking about my younger self in those terms now. It's
Good.
actually become normal for me to think about it that way.
Well,
But-
yeah, you would think so.
Well, it's it took a while. Let's put it that way. But when I would have a cold or congestion, you would have that whole vaporizer thing going on with the good old Vicks Vapo rub in there. But would that thing actually be illegal in your residence?
Nope.
No. That's a
Nope.
medical.
Medical devices, yeah, exactly. They allow that kind of thing, but they do not allow any form of like smoking, vaping. We can't even burn incense here.
What the fuck, man?
Oh yeah, 'cause
No,
the
wait a
fire.
minute. And you know those wax tarts where you get the warmer and you put it and you melt the
You
wax.
can burn with the wax melted, the little tea lights where you can put the scented candle. You can do.
This see,
But
you
it
gotta
should be
think.
true that anything that doesn't set the smoke alarm off should be allowed to have.
Yeah, but should and is are completely different.
Right.
This, Neil, this is an inhaler for your asthma.
Well, come over here. I'll give you
Nudge,
some.
nudge, wink, wink. I could tell. I think they allow the CBD oil pens where people can puff it for pain relief. That they'll allow because it's medical. Anything
Yeah,
medicinal, they'll allow. Okay.
I got a thing here that actually doesn't. There's no vapor at all, right? It's actually a nicotine something or other. It's about that long. It's got no vapor at all, and it's
Yeah,
pure
you might
nicotine.
get those too. Yep.
Yeah, the inhaler thingy. My
Yeah.
buddy Mikey downstairs trying to use that.
Yeah.
It's not working so good. He
Now
keeps
they-
bumming smokes off me.
Yeah, but they can. Well, the one they got here is not bad. It's 32 mil. Yeah.
Ooh. Remember that thing you gave me the other day? You got another one?
All right, I have to go because I got to get ready for my stream. Unfortunately,
Indeed, man. Thanks again.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
You'll have
You are a big sweetie.
I was holding you hostage for a while, and that's why you might be
For sure.
And as soon as I get my stuff going again, because I had to redo my machines, unfortunately, and that means I've got a lot of resetting to do with the.
No, I understand.
And then once they'll start getting people on, and we'll just go. And of course, the last few weeks, it's all been fucked up with all this going on.
Yep.
Right,
I
exactly.
let it get to me.
We're
I
aware of
know I
this.
didn't do it right.
We're aware of this, Dana. We're here for you whenever you need us.
Because when you've got a job to do, and Cy and I were talking about this. This sort of live stream stuff, especially when it starts catching on for a person, does become sort of a job, and there is an expectation that you're going to show up on a consistent basis. And I get it, and I like to show up on that consistent basis for the people who are, for whatever stupid reason, expecting me to show up. So I don't want to piss them off.
Because
I don't want to
we love
disappoint them.
But yeah, absolutely. We'll have you on our show, and
yes,
hang
you
out with
have to.
you and everything,
Yeah,
sure.
She's fucking amazing. You have to.
I know. I've been on with her, so she just hasn't been on my show yet. So anyway, thank you again, Neil. Thank you, everybody.
Well, I have to have you as a
Thank you, Ethan.
guest. That's what I have to do.
For sure. But we'll
Thanks,
see you
Ethan, man.
later. Good night.
Oh yeah, both you guys are leaving. Holy. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I have room for two if anyone would like to join us. Peace out. Thanks, Mikey.
Hello.
And there we are. And I
and
haven't
we're for.
heard much of a word from BBA here.
Well, it's because we've been hogging the microphone.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, it's where
Between you, me, and Frank, there's nobody else is able to talk. So.
I will not fill in the blank on any of that.
Zach's used to it. He's used to it.
Yeah.
Just a bit. Well, I'm just glad that I'm not freezing at the moment.
Dude, you have gone solid, not a single frozen moment since we started. So whatever that $100 you're paying for your internet, the only thing you need now is a better camera and get a headset with microphones so we can actually hear you better. That's the biggest issue. Because you got to remember, to us, you still have an accent. So sometimes it's hard to catch what you're saying. So if you can improve that even just a little bit, and you can get these things at like I got mine at fucking Walmart. So whatever your version of Walmart is, you can get them with a headset and it's brilliant. For like $20, whatever that might be in Australia bucks.
Hang on a second. Hang on.
That's the one that really.
Go ahead, Dan.
That's the one that really took me off. I actually got a headset. Hey, nice microphone you got.
How's that?
Then you got to change the setting. That's actually a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a micro? Is that a microphone?
Yeah.
Well, why the fuck isn't it in front of you?
Because I got it over
Why is
here.
it like in the kitchen? What are you doing?
Is that better?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, actually, it is a little bit there. No, I actually went. I purchased a $100 headset because it was Bluetooth and all that happy stuff, and I was hoping that I could stick it on my head and I could go and get a cup of coffee in the kitchen. Sure. And unfortunately, the system will not talk to the Bluetooth all that well, and I'm still shackled to a cable. And like, damn it! I paid all that for Bluetooth. I can't even use it right, and I can't even begin to get the Bluetooth working on Winshit 10.
Really, it's easy.
Yeah, mine's not Bluetooth. This thing's cabled.
Yeah, that's okay. Cables are fine.
I actually had to break down and buy wind blows.
Oh,
because
was it a quality issue?
Say again.
Was it a quality issue?
What, with breaking down and buying wind blows?
Well, no, because you said you had the headphones before that weren't working on your Bluetooth.
Well, the headphones, the Bluetooth device itself, I guess, was having trouble talking to the headphones. It was, what do they call it? Registering them or something like that?
Pairing.
Yeah, pairing. That's it. That's it. They would.
Fire, I know you're there.
To pair.
We're here.
But then they wouldn't be talking to each other.
Right.
Well, this is under Linux, where everything is dicey pretty much anyway, because all the hardware is built to run with wind blows, and it's difficult to get the specs. So you're doing a lot of reverse engineering, you're doing a lot of guessing, and so
try YouTube. YouTube might have some videos on it.
It might, and I need to do that. But the other thing is, I actually did buy 10 because Cy started using the Zoom thing, and
most compatible with 10 right now.
Yeah, Zoom would kill my Linux system.
Yes.
So I ended up buying the Windows and installing that for the sake of being able to do movie night, and because it will allow me to do movie night, it's worth the $140 or whatever it is I paid for it.
We should get you a second system. You can run one off Linux and one off Windows, and you can have them for specific uses, because Linux is a lot better for the other shit, whereas the Windows is actually, believe it or not, beneficial for streaming.
Yeah, it's really good for that. Well, actually, I do have 2 systems right now.
Oh, okay.
One of them is my personal system. Excuse me, please.
Oh,
where
hello, you'll be hearing from me too.
There you go. It was a feminine burp. Okay, so we can do it that way. My email
I'll try my best.
And a few other things are there, and I don't even have the broadcast hardware on it anymore because it's all over here on this system. Because I have 2 cameras for the OBS system I'm working on. Because I have the main camera, and then I have camera 2 up in the corner and that sort of thing.
Are you going to become a cam girl now?
Okay.
Come on, I'll wait for that one.
Frank's like, take my money.
As Jay may get around to accusing me of that or something.
Everybody was paying me money to keep my clothes on.
Oh.
Okay, then.
I mean, come on.
It's like reverse cam guy. Hi, I'm naked, Frank. If you want to see me get dressed, you have to pay me.
But and then the other thing too is to run OBS from the Windows, because some of the things I'd like to do don't have the software to allow me to do it under Linux. That whole virtual camera thing, as far as I can tell, that stuff doesn't exist under Linux yet.
No, Linux isn't designed for that stuff. Linux is more personal use, office use, industrial use. It's not really entertainment use. I mean, you can run
that's a valid thing to call it. Yeah,
right. You can run VLC. You can run other programs specifically built for Linux. But most of the stuff like the online streaming and stuff, Linux wasn't really designed for that. Now there might be versions of Linux now that have that applications available. Maybe look for an update where you can do that.
Because some of the stuff I'd like to do is, I tried doing it and found out that it didn't work well at all. I'd like to be able to play a film on my stream, and the audience already sees and hears it fine, but the panel doesn't. And I want the panel to be able to see and hear that film as I'm playing it.
Oh,
so that they know what we're talking about.
Are you sure you've got all the audio drivers?
Okay, that's part of what I have to do is allegedly there's something that might work under Linux. It's called Pulse Audio. I never did figure out how to get it to work. But then again, there is that video sharing that also goes on. I want them to be able to see the film as well as hear it.
Sure, of course. And hear your discourse while you guys are watching it.
Yeah.
Too, right? Like MST3K. That shit's brilliant.
Who, what again?
MST3K.
Oh, right. Well, that's, there's one thing I didn't get to talk to Cy about when he was here, was how he does that stuff for movie night. You know, as soon as you said MS3TK, we are the MS3TK
of the atheist
anti-science, you know, or the atheist community. Yeah, you know, it's the God, I love it. Well,
Can I come on and play Crow? I'd be really good Crow.
There you go. That'd be perfect.
Like Crow or rate it?
No. Have you not seen MST3K, dude?
I don't even know what the hell that is.
It's the Mystery
Science Theater 3000.
And they get really bad.
I got cured.
I'm sure you've heard of it.
They get really bad science fiction films, and they view them, and they make snide comments while they're playing.
Yeah, they make crazy. Yeah, it's hilarious. My favorite still, and I've seen every season of it back to front like 3 times. My favorite is still the movie where they watch This Island Earth. And that might be my own bias because This Island Earth was one of my favorite scary sci-fi movies when I was a kid. So that might be why I'm biased to that movie. But my favorite scene was Crow trying to drill out of the hull. He's trying to drill a hole through the hull.
I don't know. I'm up to Aquaman.
Hang on a second here. We have David Wartorius back in the chat. First of all, says cool stream. Thank you, David. Ubuntu. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm running.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Oh, is that an actual word?
Versions of Ubuntu here.
TLL, have you used OBS Studio? You can stream movies and stuff. Yes. OBS Studio. Have you tried to run that one through your Linux yet, Diana?
Yes, I do run it. I have run it through my. As a matter of fact, most of the live streaming I was doing for the past 3 or 4 months was through OBS.
Okay.
Under Linux.
So what was the issue that you were having then? Maybe David can help.
The issue was that that thing I was talking about where the panel in the chat that was forming the basis of the live stream would not be able to see and hear any of the film clips that I would play for the purpose of discussion on the channel.
Okay. David, do you have the capability? Maybe he can join us. If you're on Twitter, which I think you are, if you're on Twitter, message me through Twitter and I'll send you a link if you'd like to join us. Maybe you can give us a piece of your brain on this situation.
Yeah, and by the way, do you much mind if I refill my coffee cup? Because
no, I'm sorry. No more caffeine for you.
No, okay.
I would stop you from getting coffee if it's the 2 things I drink the most of is clearly beer, and the other half would be coffee. If I have, coffee's my day, beer is my evening, and in between that, I throw the odd glass of water in just to stay hydrated.
Alrighty then, because still left over.
You gotta get yourself a coffee. Coffee's best.
Yeah, but it's morning where you are.
Yeah, but hang on a second. That's not fair. That's not fair.
My mouth is still
up late at night.
I drink coffee at night too. Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
My mouth is still really, 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 really dry from those medications that they were giving me as part of the procedure.
So you're going to solve that with more caffeine?
Yeah.
Okay. Then knock yourself out.
There you go.
Not literally, of course.
Actually, no. This is the stuff I'm drinking right now is decaf, which
decaf. That's like taking a shower with a raincoat on. What the hell's the point?
Pretty much. I went to the decaf to make my doctor happy when I was first getting to be his patient. He was doing all the question asking. Do you smoke? Yeah. You really should quit. I know. It took 10 years for me to do that. And do you drink coffee? Yeah. How much? About 70 cups a day. That's toxic, don't you? So he wouldn't leave me alone until I did the decaf. I've recently
when I die, I won't drink anymore. So just shut up.
I recently picked up I was also feeling it. I was consuming so much caffeine that the eyebrows would twitch.
Yes.
And the whole thing like that. So I was definitely overdosing caffeine.
Did you ever get those otic headaches? You know what an otic headache is? Where you get the weird zigzaggy pattern that was flashing in your eye?
I
Never had
don't remember getting
like a
those.
lightning bolt?
Don't remember getting those.
I literally thought I was getting messages from Thor. And these lightning bolts, yeah, Ocean would be pleased to hear this. And lightning bolts in my eyes, and they would flash like a strobe. And I was like, what the fuck is going on in my eyes? And I get it on this side once in a while, and this side once in a while. And I looked it up on Google, and they're called their otic or optic headaches, where you don't actually feel the pain, but your eye goes, it just goes nuts for a bit.
Okay.
What's that for?
It can be caused by caffeine. That's what I mean.
Okay, now what I get are the floaters.
Really?
Oh, the floaters,
That's
Little black dots that are going everywhere. And, you know, this is because I'm ancient.
That's my fourth one already.
Hang on, Frank, say that again. Say that again.
That's my fourth one already.
I like you.
You know,
Fourth one. See,
and later on, I'm going to have oxygen.
My coffee cup at work is as big as my Glenfiddich container. And I fill that fucking thing. I fill that up 3 times a day and completely
What is it?
drink.
Oh man,
This is Glenfiddich.
Is that coffee?
No, it's not coffee. I don't keep coffee in a cardboard cup unless it comes from Tim Hortons. It's Scotch, dude.
And one of these days, Neil, I am.
Yeah, okay. Well, I got the proper stuff. It's called rum.
Well, one of these days,
you know what? You could bite me, okay?
Well, come over here.
What do you? Yeah, I bet. What are you, a pirate?
Get your ass down here. I mean, I would.
Right.
Now you've done it.
I do want to come to Australia, and I'm going to try to make it happen. And I'm going to try. Now, this nobody but myself and one other person knows about this, but I'm going to spill it tonight. I'm trying to do I'm trying to get as many people as I can to come with me too, like Godless Mom, like Randolph Richardson, like Vikram, my buddy Vikram, maybe Armin Navabi, to come down to Austin, Texas for next year's Faithless Forum. Yeah. And then I want to get over a bunch of us to head over to Australia and also to Britain to hook up with the other YouTubers that are doing their thing, like you and Nervardia, Notch, Godless Aussie, etc. Like, or the Ozman Cometh, I think is what he's calling them now. And I want to get over there and do a thing with everyone. I want to get a big collab going, do a global thing, but that's going to cost some money.
That'd be
That'd
be great.
Cost some dollars.
Yeah, definitely.
But I have sources, and I'm going to try my sources, and maybe arrange a YouTuber tour. I want to take like Faithless Forum, but a step forward where maybe we can do a fundraiser for this. But Diana, I want to get something going for you because you're going to need help, and I do not want to have a community without you in it. And I mean that from the heart, because we're going to try and get something going to get you some cash so that you can take care of a lot of these bills and not have to worry about eating Mr. Noodles for a fucking week. Okay?
Well, I still have to find out how much I'm going to get hit with.
In the meantime, we can raise some money to help buffer that situation.
You're going to get hit with something, Diana, and so let's do something.
Definitely. I just don't know how much. And
we don't know how much we're going to be able to raise, so let's do something for you.
What's really a pain in my arse is I'll get something done medically, whatever it happens to be, and I don't find out how much it's going to cost me for another 3 months.
Wow.
And
that's
what's bad is I've been in a situation where, I was trying to go to a psychiatrist for a while, and it turned out that psychiatrist wasn't covered under my insurance from the same place that they were covering my regular medical stuff. Go figure. I don't know how that worked.
It happens.
Recurring appointments.
Cover psychiatry. To them, it's like chiropractors. They're not considered real medicine. Psychology, on the other hand, is something different. Psychiatry is, you know what I mean? It's like its own thing, and lots of people use it, and it works for some people, just like chiropractors, but it's not considered proven. You understand?
Yeah. But the bad thing about that was,
but people can come and talk to me, and they leave sane.
I find that hard to believe, Frank. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, you've spoken to me now for nearly 12 months. Would you consider yourself crazy or saner than you first spoke to me?
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Okay. All right. I like that. I would use Frank as a therapist.
yeah, where I was trying to head with this.
You're not going to believe this, but the house that I'm in at the moment is where I used to work.
Really? Why wouldn't I believe that? Why would you lie about that? Of course I
No, I'm just having a lot of people down, but well, this house I'm renting now, I actually worked here.
Then you took it over. I like
coffee.
Like,
yeah.
No problem. He's like a Cuban drug lord or something. He's like, hey, Neil, don't be a dick. You're going to get me arrested.
You'll never catch me inside a cigar.
Would it make you feel any better if I told you I don't believe you?
There's one in every crowd.
Like you get your ass to Australia as well and tell me that face to face. Go on, I dare you.
At that point, you just know.
I'd like to announce a Vegas line right now. I'll take odds.
In this community, Frank, when somebody says that to you, you just roll your eyes and go, skeptics.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
Oh, I remember.
I'll tell you something funny. I don't need to wear glasses while I'm on here. How's that grab you?
Yeah.
Cubans?
I didn't.
Yeah.
Better if I told you I don't believe you.
Well, I tell you what I'm going to do.
Hold on. Someone's on delay here.
Yeah, and I'm not sure who.
Because I'm hearing stuff that happened like 30 seconds ago.
Well, yeah, I will mute myself and we can see if it's me.
Actually, you know what?
Nope, it's not you.
I got headphones.
It's got to
on,
be
it ain't
Frank.
me.
I've got earbuds in.
Frank, it might be you. I think being further away, the delay might be a little bit longer.
I haven't said anything yet.
Mute your mic and let's wait like 20 seconds and we'll find out.
No, there is a bit of a delay.
Yeah,
That's why I am encouraging you to
one
get
with the eyeballs are.
happened like 30 seconds ago.
Well, yeah, I will mute myself and we can see if it's me.
And nobody's talking right now, and you're hearing all of that.
This is glorious.
Yeah,
Doorknob
here.
Doorknob has like, Mom, Frank's causing trouble.
Yeah. If anybody remembers the discussion, where I was headed was, with that psychiatrist thing going on, it was 3 meetings, 3 appointments before I found out that it wasn't covered. So there's $500 I'm on the hook for.
You're in debt already for 500?
No, this was solved a while back, but that's what happened is that for those appointments that I didn't know were not covered, the bills weren't coming to me yet because they had to go there and they had to come back, and it took 3 months. And 3 appointments before I found out that it was
hearing an echo.
All right. Whoever doesn't have headphones on right now, mute your mic, and then we'll unmute one at a time to see who's the culprit.
Those appointments that I didn't know were not.
Frank.
Guess what?
It was Frank.
We had this problem on movie night with Jen Morgan as well, and she never did get the point that her stuff was causing the problem.
Yeah, I'm not.
Have headphones on right now. Mute your mic, and then we'll unmute
Yeah, there's a long delay, Frank. There's a long delay. Long delay.
I'm not talking. I'll just talk now.
No.
I haven't said a word.
No, but what's
hear you.
happening is your speakers
Your speakers are behind the conversation.
through your speakers is feeding back onto your mic and then making another circuit around.
Do you have headphones, Frank?
No, we get that you've got the mic, and that's great. But you're getting a very, very delayed sound of us talking.
I'll mute mine and see what happens.
I'm going to mute
then
you
there was
for the
peace.
time being. You should be able to unmute yourself, but when you see, the problem is now you're going to hear stuff that we've talked about like 30 seconds ago. So if you're going to respond to something, you're going to be 30 seconds behind the conversation.
Yeah, I'll try a little experiment here. I'm going to try to measure the latency. 15 seconds to go. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh, I can't do it anymore.
He jumped out.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Were you just counting down the self-destruction of Frank?
Yes. Higher volume when it hit the even minute, minute with 0 seconds. I was going to say mark, and then wait to hear it through Frank's while counting off the seconds. To say something distinctive, and then see how long it took for it to come back.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Is that how long the delay is to hitting YouTube, do you think?
Oh,
It's
man.
about 10 to 15
It's been known
seconds.
to have some horrible latencies.
I wonder if he was getting the YouTube sound and not through the StreamYard for some fucking reason. I wonder if he was watching us on the YouTube channel.
Well, that's exactly what was happening. Yes.
That's possible, yeah.
Sorry about that, Frank. Like you didn't have to drop out. We might have been able to figure out something that might have gone wrong. But you're always welcome in whenever you want. But because you're a funny guy, man. And and like I was saying earlier, got to get down there. There's just so many places I want to go to meet the people that are involved in our community. Because let's face it, guys, South Africa is another one. Lizzie.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's too bad that Purple Dan isn't doing much stuff anymore. He'd be another really fun one to look up because he and I did some talking on. Were you on Logic's Discord server at all a while back?
Logic?
Yeah.
No, I was not. You're still way behind.
I know, you're way off still.
No, you're way behind.
Yeah.
I muted him, so it's okay for the time being. You should be able to unmute yourself if you have something to contribute, Frank. But remember, you're literally 20 seconds behind the conversation.
Were you on Logic's Discord server at all? Oh, that's a hell.
Probably like 30 seconds. Probably like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, you're still way better.
Yeah, you're way off.
Like I said that 20 seconds ago.
So it's still not better?
Self-destruct in 30 seconds.
Let's
It's not
see.
better, man. It's not better.
Don't mute yet. This is going to be. I'd love to do this. Okay.
Well, at least it lasts longer than the usual stuff.
That's okay.
And people said that time machines weren't possible.
Yeah.
20 seconds ago.
So it's still no better?
Shit.
Yeah, all right. You literally chimed in right when he went. Because remember that 20 seconds ago, and then you chimed in.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
I had counted off something over 30 seconds.
Yep, it's crazy bad. Crazy
Yeah.
bad.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, audience, for sitting through that trying moment. Who wants to sit around listening to a bunch of people try to correct audio issues on YouTube?
Oh, and by the way, this little kitty slut was up in Size Strike's lap within maybe 20 minutes or something like that. It's like, hey, look, it's a new human. Maybe this new human will give me cheeky.
I want to be Sylvia too.
The usual human doesn't pay any attention to me. Maybe this new human will.
The old humans used to need new humans to impress.
Yes, absolutely. You kiddiness.
Well, I've been wanting to ask.
Uh-huh.
I've been wanting to ask Diana. Have you seen the video that I sent you on Twitter?
No, wait a minute. Which one?
What, did she send you a lot?
I'm trying to remember. You're talking to somebody who is old, and when you get old, the memory is the second thing to go, and I just cannot remember what the first is.
I concur.
It was a short film.
I am going to look at the messages because I think that's where you sent it, wasn't it? The DM.
Yeah, it was a trans short film that I thought you might like.
Oh, okay. This is more recent than the one I thought it was that you had sent. I have not yet watched that. I do intend to bring that up because that was only early this morning.
Yeah,
it was
or last night or something like that.
Half past midnight that you sent it. Yeah. And I do need to watch that because it caught my eye, being this transgender short film.
It's a really beautiful film.
Because you said the tear-jerking ending, and usually when I think of that, it's a happy ending, and I'd really like to see that stuff.
Not when I think when you say happy ending. Sorry.
Oh my! You are just
parlors, that kind of thing.
You are just so naughty. You know that, right?
Of course, I have to be the one that's got to. I don't know. I got nothing. I was on a train thought there, and the train derailed and went off into fucking nowhere land. So I got nothing.
He said, happy ending. The kitty said, all right.
Yeah, I will report on the film because one of the reasons was really, really early this morning. I was getting ready to do the whole biopsy thing. I had to be there at 7:30 a.m.
Wow.
A procedure which started at 9 a.m., which means that, I had called a transportation company prior to Cy giving me a call and saying, hey, I'm coming out no matter what you say. It's like, you are going to accept my help, Clarion, one of those deals. And it's a damn good thing that Cy came out because this transportation company fell through for the second time. He was supposed to come here at 6:30 a.m. At like 6:05, he calls and says, my car is dead. And I'm thinking, yeah, fuck you. It's not dead. You just didn't feel like coming out here. So tomorrow, the insurance company is going to get a piece of my mind for contracting with this 2-bit Mickey Mouse operation because I'm not going to use any of it anymore. It's just too unreliable. But God, Cy saved me because he was coming out and he did get here in time to stuff me into the vehicle and take me to the hospital and get me there in time and everything else. I love that man. And he actually sat there being bored for the procedure started at 9. It was done 10 something a.m., maybe 10:30, but it was 1 p.m. before they gave me the go ahead to go home. I was lying in recovery that long because they wanted to make sure I didn't die or anything like that. Just those little things you want to check up on.
Well, there's a lot more to do if that happens. So, of course.
Yeah. And, I mean, really and truly, one of the things they wanted to check was that I was not bleeding out through the puncture wounds.
I had to sit around for hours too after my lung thingy, so I got you.
Yeah, and then the thing is that I wish people had coordinated with each other, because my nephrologist, who was the one who ordered the biopsy in the first place, told me, okay, you go in there, they do their thing, you sit in recovery, then you go home. And then, when I'm there getting ready and everything else, and they're setting me up, and yeah, they did tell you about the overnight stay, and it's one overnight stay. I was literally taken aback, and it turned out, I guess, that my nephrologist had said, yeah, don't keep her overnight.
Good.
But I mean, had he said keep her overnight ahead of time and told me, then I would have been okay with it. It's like, okay, you warned me ahead of time, and I'm prepared, and I can coordinate with my friend here, and we
What's
can get
the financial though on something like that?
What to keep me overnight?
Yes.
There's probably a lot of money involved. Who gets it all is another story. Probably the principals at the hospital I went to is part of the Allegheny Health Network.
I don't care who gets the money. Where's it coming from?
The money is coming from.
Do you have insurance that covers that?
The insurance payout. I'm very likely would be on the hook for at least some of it.
Is there nothing down there that you can look into that would help support and maybe alleviate some of the debts? Like if you exhausted all your avenues in respects to that, like there might be charitable organizations that can help people like you.
If there are, I haven't found them yet.
Let me do some research for you. I have a couple of friends of mine that do this kind of shit for a living, and they might be able to dig something up. Give me a couple of days, Dan, and I'll be able to let you know for sure. Because I mean, if something like that comes up, I don't want you destitute because you had to be in the hospital to save your own fucking life. You know what I mean?
Well, there's the whole thing, and this is the whole thing that's scaring me right now.
No doubt.
More than dying, being destitute and bankrupt and everything else is what's scaring me.
Well,
this country here,
dead,
the U.S. Say again?
I said, yeah, because if you're dead, none of that fucking matters.
Right.
You're alive now, and we don't want you
just living through the bullshit. That's the worst of it.
Yeah.
This fucking country, this piece of shit, United States, is, I think, one of the very few, or is it the only country on the fucking planet where you can go bankrupt over medical debt?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
One of the few left anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I know people who have come close to bankruptcy over medical debt. Well, one of the people for whom we were doing some fundraising last week, the fundraising was for a different issue, but
there were still medical bills involved.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Well, wait, you were doing some of the fun. Yeah, it was.
I know. I did a 3-hour tour.
Right, right. Yeah, we're talking about Ansgar Odinson and Growly Bite Bite.
Two of my favorite people.
Yes, absolutely. They're very, very dear people.
I'm sad that Anti-Ordinary and him are having an issue right now. I mean, I see a lot of my friends going at it these days, and it hurts. I mean, because I'm
going to say as little as I can get away with, but privately we can I can say maybe a little bit more.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about
yeah.
it. I'm sure like you, it bothers the shit out of me too.
Ansgar was basically working to quash any discussion on air about that sort of thing. He just didn't want to raise any hackles. He didn't want to cause any problems, and I don't blame him. Okay.
No, I don't.
There's enough bullshit going on with everything else going on.
True enough.
Some people who have blocked you, me, Nutjaw.
Not to know, and that blew me away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Blew me away. Like, who the fuck would even think to do that to Notcha?
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's one of the sweetest guys I've ever known.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, I think all this
pretty hard too.
Yeah, all of this fiasco, I think, started with rationality rules.
Yep, absolutely. That part of it, anyway.
Well, there were two things I think that brought a lot of division between many of the people we thought we were all part of the same community. That and the it was the rationality rules, the ACA thing that came out of that, and also definitely the Kyle and Steve issues over at NonSec. It's all sort of was like, kind of happened in the same time frame, and people just went nuts. And then there were all sorts of little divisions here and there, because we're not the only ones that are having these issues. There's other little, for lack of a better word at this current time, cliques, tribes that are having their own issues too, like the cult shit that's going on now with Matt Delanty and all that. I mean, there's a lot of shit, and it's annoying as fuck, and it's sad, and I wish that there was a way I could throw a bone in there that everyone would be able to latch onto and see each other's positions and come to some sort of an agreement that we may not agree on everything, and we definitely don't, but there's got to be some sort of happy medium. But people aren't willing to at least even attempt that. I kind of feel like John Lennon sometimes, like I need to write a song called Imagine,
Yeah. I mean, personally, I've got my own opinions and stances on the rationality rules fiasco.
Mm-hmm.
But for the sake of, everybody, including myself, I mean, publicly, I'm just going to stay neutral, but I do have my own opinions, but I'm not going to put them out there publicly. I'm just going to stay neutral out in public.
Well, there was a point at which I could no longer be neutral, and that was
especially being part of the trans community, Dana. I think your voice is very valid.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, but I mean, when Rachel made her post, and then when the shit hit the fan over that one with she's weaponizing this and all this, and it's like, fuck you. I finally had to open my fucking mouth, and I'm pretty sure what got me blocked.
I haven't cried at a video like that until that day. I've seen some stuff that's brought tears to my eyes, but this is somebody that I met in person and sat and had conversations with like for hours. Rachel is not a bad human being. She is amazing.
She's a real sweetie.
Absolutely. And this,
definitely.
What happened didn't need to happen and didn't have to happen, but it happened. And
it
breaks my heart.
Even when we were in Kentucky, when Purple and I went out there, we had some discussions around the table with, Aaron especially was very vocal on some of this stuff. And even back then, he was very vocal about EOT. And I see a lot of the whole strife and problem. I'm going to say it. I see a lot of it traced to EOT's lap, because when it seems that things start to settle down a little bit, and then the pot gets stirred around a little bit more, and guess whose hand is on the spoon? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, well, I think Aaron called him as or him, her, it. I don't remember the pronouns to use or whatever, but essence of drama.
EOT uses whatever pronouns you're comfortable using for them.
No, okay.
They don't really, they don't have a big hang up on that. I use the they with Peter / Ethel, but as you know, I've had them on my show.
Yeah.
And I thought we got along great. And I don't blame EOT for the initial reaction to Steven's video. I think it's fine. And I think it was deserved. And I think he should have done it. Right. And I think, because we're talking about a trans person that wanted to respond to something that they felt was offensive. And I fully support that. Okay. You have a right to have your voice heard. But where things went from there, and now it's just escalated to a point that it just did not fucking need to go. Like, can people just talk like adults instead of blocking each other? How do you communicate from behind a block? You can't.
Right.
How? So, like Shannon always says, the discourse is the most important part. Like, we have to have some honest. And, it's going to hurt sometimes. And I get that. But it has to happen. You got to fucking work through the pain. It's like going to the gym. You got to work through the pain if you want the positive results.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I can connect to that personally.
It went from being offended to righteous. And that is a slippery slope.
He became the villain he was arguing against.
Yeah. And, I don't know if I'm full of shit here, but one thing I'm thinking is when you're looking out in the field where the people are arguing back and forth, and when it seems that they've lost sight of where the whole thing got started, that's when you know that it's really the fuck off the rails.
Yep.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Of all of us that are in this stream right now, Diana, yours is the one voice that actually matters in this whole thing because you are part of that community. The rest of us is just uneducated opinions.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I'm not part of the LGBTQ plus community, so I can't really say anything. Well, I mean, I can, but it wouldn't hold as much water as yours would.
I'm not so sure I agree with that.
You can say if it's in defense, for sure.
I'm not the kind of person, I don't think I'm the kind of person that says, okay, you're not one of us, so keep your damn mouth shut.
No, that's not what I mean by that. What I mean is your voice, of all of us, your voice is the most valid.
Well, I was answering the A, he can't say anything.
Well, I mean, that's why I retracted. I mean, I can say something, but the thing is that your voice is the more important out of the four of us because you're actually part of the trans community and the LGBTQ plus community.
Exactly.
Whereas I can't really speak for Neil or IQ, but myself, I mean, I identify as a heterosexual male. So I am not part of the LGBTQ plus community.
Let me clear this up for you, BBA, a little bit, and this may give you a little perspective. I am as straight as an arrow, but I consider myself part of the LGBTQ community. Why? Because I will fucking stand up for anybody who isn't doing anything fucking wrong. I will stand up for people who are just trying to love one another, who are just trying to be themselves. I will stand next to you at a fucking Rainbow Pride rally and tell some bigot asshole that he is fucking wrong for hating you because you just want to love who you want to love. That makes me part of the community because I will stand by you. I will stand by the trans people. I will stand by gays.
Everybody, the ally community.
Because they are people and they don't deserve to be hated on for their preferences, because that is bullshit. That makes me part of that community, though I don't suffer the trials and tribulations, and I will never assume to, having gone through what a lot of trans people have gone through, and I've never gone through all that shit.
Yeah, none of us.
And I'm glad to have this. I really am.
I mean, by your definition, IQ, yes, I would be part of the LGBTQ plus community because I will stand up for those people. You know, they are people.
What you're saying is that you don't have the the experience and you haven't gone through any of the bullshit, you don't have the right to complain about the plights, but you are part of the community if you stand by somebody.
And here's the thing that a lot of people don't get. We need people like you. Without people like you, there are no voices that others are more willing to hear than ours. I mean, there are so many.
You mean
tune us out,
right? Voices that transcend your community that are also your allies.
Yeah. I mean, to hear a straight male say, "Hey, these folks are in need of respect and whatever," is in some ways more likely to be heard and acted on than me saying it.
It's unfortunately,
nothing. We don't want her around anyway.
That's called privilege, and the white American cisgender male has all the privilege you can eat, plus a couple of extra bowlfuls. Okay, and this is something that it took me not so much to know that this is a thing, but it took me a long time to accept that as a fact and try to turn it around where I could use that privilege to my advantage to help out others. And I think I'm on the right track. I mean, when I do with the blood group, and I think you encourage ethnic groups to join my group because let's face it, their blood is not worth, but it's their versions of the blood are harder to get. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
That's why I always try. And Canadian Blood Services asks me to do that because we need different ethnic group types of blood groups in there because my O positive might be slightly different than somebody who might be Arabic. And they have telomeres or whatever the fuck they're called involved in their blood that I may not have. So they always look for ethnic group types. So I try to encourage that. My point is, it's about human rights, period. I don't care who you are, gay, female, male, non-binary, whatever. It's still human. That's where it goes down to. We can throw all the labels we want on ourselves, and that doesn't fucking matter. But we are all human beings. If you tell me you identify as whatever you identify, I'm fine with that, and I'll use whatever fucking pronouns you want. But it's about being human beings, and it's about human rights, period. And if you can't extend the same human rights that me, the privileged one, gets to any of the marginalized groups, then fuck you. I don't want to be a part of your system.
No shit. It's like if somebody's birth name was Robert, and they just want to go change their name, right? And they're like, I want my name to be Steve. And I look at them dead in the fucking face, and you know what? You don't look like a Steve. I don't agree with you. Who the fuck am I? Like, I don't care what somebody wants to call themselves or what they feel comfortable with. It's just a fucking word. It's what they identify. If it makes him feel better, call Steve. Call him fucking Steve. It's not your call.
Yeah.
I don't care. And especially when it comes to somebody trans, that's much deeper than just a name. That is personal identity. That's what they feel like inside, and that's their pursuit of happiness you're fucking with there. Never fuck with somebody's pursuit of happiness. That's where I draw the fucking line.
Sure. That's a good way.
Yeah, I mean, just 6 years ago, I can remember just thinking to myself 6 years ago, all these homosexuals are going to hell. And, 6 years later, sitting right here, you guys can't see because I have my camera turned off, but I'm sitting in the car and, I'm sitting here and, I stand by the LGBTQ plus, whatever other letters there are in there.
You found your way, man.
Well, you're going to hell for that.
I found my way.
Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll see y'all in the flames.
I'll bring beer.
Since there's going to be so many fires, might as well bring some marshmallows too while you're at it.
And hot dogs, whatever else you want.
There we go.
And Hershey's chocolate. No, but I
got some badass beer in hell.
Yeah, but I mean, I stand by the LGBTQ plus community now, and I will go against what I stood for 6 years ago. will and have stood against it. And I've got a very good friend of mine who I've known for 7 years now. And if you ever come by the video, then you know who I'm talking about, or you know who you are. But he came out to me. He came out to me as being gay, and I
Really?
had a.
You did a video on this, didn't you?
Yes, that was like one of my first videos.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it was a while back.
Yeah, it was that Atheist story time that I did.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
I remember this. Yes.
Hey,
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
and he came out to me as being gay, and I accept him for who he is.
Oh,
He was jumping around. He identified as being bisexual. Now he is identifying as being gay. I don't really care how you identify. In the end, we're all still fucking Homo sapiens.
yeah.
We're all human beings. We're all,
Yeah. Who you want to fuck? I could care less. It's your
yeah, really. Yeah, really.
Yeah, but you
And-
don't have something to say about that in my case.
No. You fuck whoever you want to fuck.
Yeah.
But
And
did she want to fuck me?
I was just gonna say, okay, wait a minute. I've popped open a bottle. I'm not sure I can get the cap back in now.
And if she's listening, I'm going to get hit over the head for this.
And I'll encourage her the whole way.
Times already. I'm losing count. Have I damn near come out and blurted out, I love you?
Yeah, but you know what? It's understandable because Kate's fucking amazing.
Hell yes.
She's amazing. She's an amazing person.
Damn.
And probably one of the best hugs I got down there, besides Shannon Q, when I was down in Texas. So there you go.
Jealousy.
And next
jealousy,
year I am gonna-
Jealousy.
Hang on.
this coming
Yeah.
this coming faithless
You
this
coming?
coming faithless forum, I'm gonna make every effort to come down.
Oh, dude, if you need a little help, let me know. I'm probably will have some extra money just to make sure you can get that bus there or whatever, or drive.
Well, I'll have it.
Throw it
I'll
in
have
the
a
tank.
Yeah, I'll have a car I will have a car. So I'm gonna drive down. Make every effort I can. It's right around my friend's, Landon, who's been on your channel.
Yep.
If it's going to be around the same time as it was this past year, then it's going to be right around his 18th birthday. But
And
I'm still
fucking
going to make
drag him
every
with
effort.
you. Hey,
Yeah, but I'm
tip-
going to still
the
make
tip
every
there-
effort to come.
The tip there is more gas money.
I'd really like to try to make it there this coming year.
I think what might get him. I think what might get him is if Aaron and Seth let him do donuts in the parking lot.
Aaron, I'll guarantee, but I can't say whether or not Seth will do it. But I think there might be a chance.
Oh, Matt Dillahunty too. He runs it as well, doesn't he?
No. Those none of Aaron, Seth, and Matt don't run Faithless Forum. That's run by.
Oh, I thought they did.
No, dude. That's run by
Thomas.
Thomas, Thomas, Drew, Telltale. Those are the guys that run Faithless Forum.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Matt, Seth, and Aaron.
No, it's
that
not
ran
ACA.
it.
No.
They're regular.
Oh, okay.
They were
Okay.
last year, and yeah, that was.
I'd really like to try to make it there. I mean, I know that other expenses are going to be awaiting me, but
Health first. Health first. And if we can get you a way to get out there, we'll get you there. Because I want to meet you face to face, and I want to give you the biggest fucking hug ever.
Fuck, I want to meet all y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
What you talking about, just Diana? I want to meet all y'all.
Yay! This is good. This is
In
good.
due time. In due time.
Yeah. Well,
Now the
Well, yeah,
problem,
you got a family, so we understand that part.
Yeah,
See-
well, I hardly see my fucking family, so I mean, good luck with me. You'll have to get familiar with my voice. I work too damn much as it is, but what's patience without a wait?
True. Or without
true.
Yeah, the thing with me is about the only efficient way I could get down there is to fly. And there are problems with that when it comes to people like me. There are stories about mistreatment.
Okay, so how do we make sure that something like that doesn't happen?
Get the fairy godmother with the little wand and say, "Here, Diana," poof, and I'm an absolute.
What's her number?
Real girl with the clothes off.
I gotta hand it to you, Diana, though, because I totally thought that was going in a different direction than. I was just like, all right, this is going in that, my arms get tired real easy type joke.
Oh my! It's I used to love to fly.
I still do.
Some of you have
my dad's
probably heard the story. I used to commute.
Hold on, Dan. Let go ahead. BBA, say what
I was just gonna say my dad's a pilot for the or for the government, so I actually love flying.
Can he get Diana down to Faithless Forum?
I mean, I don't see why not. if they would let him.
Oh yeah, there's that. Tell him there's a top secret bioweapon possibility.
Yeah, my farts can kill.
You guys, I got to get going because it's getting on to just be about 7:00. So I got some friends that are waiting me because tonight's the night that hockey season kicks in. So the Vancouver Canucks are playing Calgary Flames, and I want to watch them squish the little Flamers in first round. That's what we call them here. It's not meant to be anything other than just the name we call them.
No. Wait a minute. That does bring up a little bit of a question there. Is it Calgary or is it Calgary or is it something else?
It depends on however you're feeling that day. I call them Calgary.
Okay.
I don't call them Calgary. But mind you, a lot of them do there because if you want to know what Calgary actually is, or Alberta in general, is literally the Canadian version of Texas.
Oof.
Yeah, it is literally, and we got to live next door to them. So, but I go there quite often, and I got lots of friends there, and a lot of them sound like they're from the South. If we had a Southern accent, it would originate in Alberta. Okay, in Calgary mostly because they have the Calgary Stampede, but mind you, the best fucking burgers I've ever had were at the Calgary Stampede.
Well, there's a certain Albertan that I wouldn't mind meeting. Say,
Albertan.
Say again.
I know two of the certain Albertans.
There's Paul, and who else is there?
Curiouser and More Curious.
Oh, okay.
He's awesome too. He's hilarious, man. If you guys haven't seen Curious and More Curious videos, go fucking check him out. I don't have a link anywhere, but IQ, you're my moderator extraordinaire. Can you possibly? It's Curious and More Curious. Is the name of
I'm not even remotely able to do that right now. I am. It's amazing I'm even on this stream right now. I've had one fucking hell of a weekend.
Oh, I'm glad you're
bad.
here.
I'm moving the remainder of my shit that's not contaminated into a storage unit because that house that I was moving into.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck my life. We moved 90% of our shit into this house.
Yeah.
Then we realize it has a bed bug infestation.
I saw that.
Oof.
Yes.
Oof.
Oh my God, it's terrible. And they started coming out of nowhere. Then we find all this evidence. We have to, because we're renting. At least we didn't buy the fucking house. We're renting. And we had to get a hold of the homeowner. And we're trying to back out of we signed a 5-year lease because we needed to lock down. It's a perfect fucking house. It's a perfect house. For us, it's right in the middle of both of my boys' schools and where my daughter goes to school, and it's at the right price. It's in the best school district in the area. And we had to surrender our dog to get this place. I just did that today. It was very emotional. And
totally
the
sucks.
shit that we didn't bring there already is at the old house. The owner is selling. They need us to get our shit out of there. Everything else is still in limbo land. We're trying to work something out with the homeowner to get the proper steps taken so pretty much all of our shit isn't at a complete and total loss, because I'm not fucking around with bed bugs. Like,
no, you don't want to do that. That's
all
bullshit.
it takes is one egg, and then you're just fucked wherever you go. We're already going to be kind of like blacklisted from all of our friends and family for the next 2 years just because of hearing about this story. But we're trying to get him to fumigate or heatigate, completely just take care of the place. Fortunately, the homeowner seems like he's a hell of a guy. He was pissed off that this even happened. He's willing to work with us. He's willing to do whatever's necessary. We're meeting with him tomorrow and a second opinion from a top-notch exterminator company, and then we're going to talk some turkey. But if he can't meet our demands, we're out, and we've got total legal right to walk away from that lease, because we're fucking paying the money we're paying is for a livable house, not a house that is infested with blood-sucking bastards.
Now, what happens to your fabric items, the clothing and everything else that is in that house now?
The clothing, curtains, stuffed animals, that's cool. That can be taken to the super nitro powered tumblers at the laundry station, and as long as it hits, I think the formula is like 130 degrees for 45 minutes or a half hour, we can save all the clothing. That's fine. We're gonna the beds. We've got a king size bed that's gone. You could put a cover on it. No, fuck that. Fuck that. We're gonna get rid of the mattresses and the box springs. Buy those new. Consider those a loss. He's gonna fumigate, spray, and we'll replace the mattresses at our cost if he takes the time to do this right and holds off on charging us any rent for the next month to help us pay what we would have paid in rent to replace the items. So it's a business contract, and we've got a business proposal for him, and he's willing to work to satisfy his customer, because we're the customer. He's selling a product. So,
if you didn't, I would be like, "Fuck you! You're not getting months worth of rent until we deal with this."
He's willing to deal with it. It's just there's a lot of emotional and psychological distress that is associated with all this, and I've had a fucking hell of a weekend, and I've had to take off several days of work, which is why I've been kind of scarce the past few days, is because this is some bullshit.
Understood. You okay?
But anyway, I'm fucking good. I can be missing a leg and still crack jokes. I've reasoned my way out of some pretty dark places in life, and I don't plan on stopping that smile for anything, because never sweat the small shit, and everything's small shit.
Dude, behind the smile.
Yeah, no. It's not one of them.
Are you okay?
Yes, I am fine. Nobody got hurt. Our house got struck by lightning last year, twice in the same, and within 5 minutes.
Buy a lottery fucking ticket. What's wrong with you?
We were homeless for like 2 months while they had to completely renovate the upstairs because it caught fire. Nobody got hurt. I got to experience being in a house that got struck by lightning. I got a story to tell. Nobody got hurt. We came through it okay.
Good.
And, things could be way worse. People work 10 times harder than me in, third world countries, and they get rewarded like pennies on the dollar. I'm fortunate. No matter, I could lose fucking everything, and I'm still fortunate because I still got my family. I still got you beautiful people that I deal with now, and I'm a rich man. I might not have much money, but things could be
richness doesn't always equal monetary value.
Indeed. Things could always be worse. Life has a wonderful way of showing you exactly how fucking wrong you are the moment you say, well, it can't get any worse. Because it can.
Yeah, that's right.
It can and it will if you let it. But I'm not going to let it. I don't put that shit-eating smile on. It's genuine. I am truly happy for everything that I still have, no matter what I lose. I stub my toe, I still got it. I lose the toe, I got the rest of the foot. I lose the foot, I still got the rest of my leg. I lose that leg, I got another one.
Yeah, you're one of them deplorable optimists.
Where they call you guys Pollyanna?
Yeah, Pollyanna, that's right.
You could tell yourself all types of shit, but really reasoning yourself into appreciating everything that you still have in life is a hard feat, but I recommend it.
Well, if you consider the fact that it's an absolute and utter fluke that we are even here to begin with, and then capitalize on top of that, the absolute fluke that your specific sperm made it to that egg cell so that you could experience this, then yeah, what are the chances? And we are here and we are experiencing this. And this is one of the reasons why I hate that fucking simulation argument. Fuck off with that, okay? Because we know it's not bullshit. Nobody even thought about that until we had the capability to do it. But that still doesn't mean that it's a reality. But anyways,
yeah.
like this is it, man. Do the best you can with what you've got. What we know to be true and real right now, make that your priority and make it the best life that you possibly can. Because anything, help others, be the best version of yourself that you can. If I was loaded, I'd be a philanthropist, no problem.
Yeah, no shit.
But that's not the case. But I do what I can when I'm able, because I don't mind. And I told this to Shannon Q and I were talking the other day, and I said, I don't mind having to eat Mr. Noodles for a week if somebody else could get to the point where they're able to eat Mr. Noodles for a week.
No shit.
Right? Like, I don't care. I'll be there with them and I'll fucking share the same goddamn bowl if I have to. But I hate seeing people that are down and out that shouldn't be, that are great human beings. And Diana is a perfect example of exactly what I'm talking about. So if we can help, because many, many people throughout my life helped me. Now it's my opportunity now to give back to the world the same way people did for me when I was in my destitute times, we'll say.
Well,
Diana, I don't want to hear you say, I don't know what you guys see in me. Just stop that.
We wouldn't be here if we didn't see anything in you.
You're a beautiful fucking person. You genuinely care about other people. And you're not a fake person. You're the real McCoy, and people love that. You love people. They return. I'm not even going to call it a favor. It's just the people mirror what they see. You're a good person. Face it.
Yeah. and Doorknob said, a simulation argument? I'm convinced. I'm just hoping for a happy ending. That's why I love that guy. He's got the best fucking lines when it matters.
But yeah, anyway, Neil,
yes.
I will let you get to your shit, and I will start to be able to pull shit off my truck with both hands now.
Dude, why are you here if you got a family and responsibilities? Go take care of that shit.
My wife's at work. My children are with grandma, and I am by myself unloading the rest of my shit out of a truck into a storage unit filled with spiders.
That's
Yay.
IQ version of I'm slacking off.
Yep.
All right. That's okay, man. I should wrap this up anyways. I got to go downstairs. So thanks, everyone, for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed the original chat tonight. You know what? I always add a link to the original chat to these ones, and I fucking forgot today, but I'll deal with that. But just look up Deconversion Stories featuring Progressive Liberal, and you'll find it. IQ,
and I'd have
caught
that if I wasn't slacking so damn much.
Yeah. He was slacking beyond the point where it mattered that he should be here slacking. And Diana,
damn, I'm good.
Thank you for jumping in. I was hoping that I would be able to talk to you at some point today to find out how all your testing went. But of course, like you pointed out, we're going to have to wait a couple of days to get all the answers.
Yeah, see what happens with the other stuff. And now I'm going to be quite honest. I do fear possible things.
Of course.
I do fear what might turn up, that sort of thing.
One day at a time.
Say again?
One day at a time.
Oh, well, that too. Yeah, definitely.
If I may, it's the people that are fearing impossible things is why we're here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
So you're on the right track by fearing possible things, even though we got your back.
Yeah, definitely. Like, don't be afraid to reach out to any of us, because you know damn well we'll start something up that can possibly put you on at least a more comfortable pillow, to say, for lack of a better word.
And if you ever need any insight, Diana, you know I am a well
Don't
of
call
optimism. If you need any monetary help, you are barking up the wrong tree. But if you need any insight as into optimism and how to still smile through whatever life fucking throws at you, I may be able to throw you a bone. My DMs are always open.
It's good for you, good for me. I like that.
Exactly.
Very good.
All right. Is there anything anyone wants to get out before we close this one off? No? All right. Well, you guys, in the description box below, if you enjoy what I do, as much as I enjoy what I do, then there are 2 links down below, I believe, that you can help support me through my Amazon Pay. What do they call those? Wish lists, or my PayPal. Anyways, also, any money that I make over the next little while, I'm going to hoard aside and have the Diana Fund running. So if I make some money for my channel, it's going to go to the Diana Fund to make sure that your medical bills are taken care of. Anyways, until next time, guys, like I always say at the end of these things, it's called faith because it's not knowledge, and we'll see you guys next time.
Titties.
Thanks a lot, kids. See you on the other side.